Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you have enjoyed your Thursday, and whatever it is that you did, I hope you did enjoy it. I've had a shave. That's one of the main things I've done today, and packed for holiday. So I've had a pretty good day myself. This video, we're talking a little bit about Jeremy Doku, and you'll see by the thumbnail, and you can see by my expression, I'm a bit confused by it, but we'll talk about it anyway. We'll sort of try and understand it a little bit more. We're also going to talk a little bit around a Jed Spence situation, as well as a Davinson Sanchez update. Okay, so plenty to get into. Let's jump straight in with the Jeremy Doku situation. So this comes from Miguel Delaney, someone that I'm not saying hang on to every word of him, but I do definitely take notice of something that he does say, because a lot of the things he does say does come with some pretty decent credibility. So this is what he said. So West Ham, Man City and Tottenham are chasing Rennes Jeremy Doku in a race that could go to the end of the window. The reason why I'm confused is I was pretty sure he was going to Man City. So unless that deal was sort of stalled a little bit, I am a little bit confused. I mean, maybe Man City are looking at it going, well, look, Cole Palmer's kind of playing quite well. Maybe we don't get Jeremy Doku. Maybe Cole Palmer is going to be our right wing option, to replace Riyad Mahrez. Obviously went to Saudi Arabia. So maybe that's what, maybe City are taking a step back and kind of saying, let's just see what Cole does for another week. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of rubbish. I don't know, but I did think it was very weird. I don't get it. I also don't see him as a Ange guy, and by that I mean he's not, as a technical player, not very technically amazing in terms of his end product. His passing, things like that. Now, in terms of an explosive athlete, yeah, can beat a player, yeah, not a problem. We saw it for Belgium. We've seen it for Rennes. The one thing I would say is Spurs and Rennes do have a good relationship. Everyone thinks of the Conference League debacle, but it's not that. We had, obviously, loan deals that we've had recently, and we've been pretty good with Rennes. So, that might stand us in good favour, but yeah, it was one that kind of caught me off guard. I don't know what you guys think. I know you will tell me. Maybe I'm not seeing it personally. Maybe I haven't seen the updates around City, but I'm pretty sure they agreed a contract. They were talking to Rennes, and I kind of just assumed it was going to happen. It's one of those where you just go, you stop paying attention, you go, that's going to happen. So maybe I've missed that. I don't know. But let's talk a little bit around. Actually, I've missed something. We're going to talk something else. Miguel Delaney's also put out there. It says there's a feeling that whoever doesn't get Doku out of West Ham, Man City, and Spurs, they will move for Eberechi Eze. Although they are looking to convince Eze to sign a new contract like they did with Elise. So if you're not aware, Chelsea activated Elise's release clause. He then signed a new deal. Maybe the release clause got upped, it got removed, whatever. We talked about it and said, look, if he does go to Chelsea, their want of selling is going to be really low now. Whereas, it was really high. Whereas now it's going to be lower. We have an idea that maybe we could get him for something more reasonable. And if it is 50 million, to be honest, I might take that punt. I might. I mean, don't worry, when it was 75 million, I was like, no way. But when it's about 50, I'm thinking, let's take the punt here. A guy who can play multiple positions, England international, can beat a player, technically good enough to play in the middle of the park as well. For me, I'm taking the punt on him for sure. But that is interesting. Those two link, the Doku and the Eze link, is very interesting. Who do you want? You tell me. I'm going Eze, you tell me. You know where to hit me. Let's talk Jed Spence. So this, we'll talk Davinson Sanchez first, sorry. Davinson Sanchez. So this came from Pipe Sierra, who's a Colombian journalist, and he put out that Monaco will make an offer for Davinson Sanchez in the next hours. There are already advanced dialogues, right? So a little bit of interesting news there. Definitely something I was thinking, well, I'll keep an eye on it, see if anything else comes out. Charlie Eccleshare of the Athletic comes out and says that Davinson Sanchez obviously played well and he's come back into the picture, but my understanding is a good offer and he'd still be available. This is it, he's actually had a decent pre-season. I thought he was all right against Brentford. Weirdly enough, he's actually all right with the ball now. I don't know where that's come from. We've seen Davinson Sanchez not play a 3-yard pass correctly. Now he's playing 10, 15-yard passes with confidence, playing 1-2s and everything. He's definitely improved. And I think when we were looking at it, we were getting offers of maybe around that sort of 10 to 13 million pounds mark. Maybe it's 15 to 17 now. Maybe it's up to a couple of million, which, hey, why not? I do think if we bring in a centre half, I do think Davinson would fall to fourth or fifth option. And that's why I think, if you move him on, you get a few extra quid for him, you bring someone else in, maybe you bring in Tosin Adarabioyo, maybe it's per Schurz, I don't know. But now you have the ability to offset a lot of that with a new guy that you truly want. And I think Ange likes Davinson. I don't think he's sold on Davinson. If you know, there's a difference between the two. I'll play him here and there, but I wouldn't want to rely on him week in, week out, like you would a Mickey van der Ven or a Christian Romero. Whereas if you can look at a Tosin Adarabioyo or a Per Schurz, maybe that's what he looks at and goes, actually, if there is an injury, I could probably rely on that guy, right? So definitely something to keep an eye on, because I think it's exciting, that really, I think when you look at it, it's a guy of talent, but as a guy that definitely has good interest, that's for sure. And also L'Equipe also came in and said Monaco are strongly interested in Davinson Sanchez. They're considering making an offer for the defender this week. So plenty of different sources from across the world saying Monaco and Sanchez is a thing, which then makes me think Tosin Adarabioyo won't be happening. You see how it's all connected? I don't know. Let's talk Jed Spence quickly. So Jed Spence, obviously not having the greatest of pre-seasons with injury, hasn't really had a chance to play. Maybe if we had an extra pre-season game, he would have had more of a chance. I don't know. But this comes out and it said that Jed Spence is wanted by Southampton and Crystal Palace. Spurs are considering a championship loan for Spence, but the defender feels he's ready for the Premier League. Fair play for feeling ready on it. I like that confidence and I like the belief in yourself. Not going to knock it. Southampton, he's going to play week in, week out in a team, let's be honest, that should come back up, regardless of Lavia and Ward-Prowse. They're good enough still to come back up. There's good enough players in that team. Now, if we're talking Crystal Palace, Eberechi Eze, there you go. Look here. Well, you give us him 45. You'll have Jed Spence on at least a loan deal, but if you want to buy him, 40 million will give you, 50, let's say 55 you gave Eze. You give us 15, it's 40 and Spence. I'm doing it. I'm doing that. You can see how it works. A lot of these deals are always a domino effect, and you can kind of see that, can't you, a little bit? But I think Spence will be off in this summer. I just don't know when or where, really. I think it might be one of those late into the window deals. But we shall see. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on it if you did. Hit me in the comments section below. Obviously, we've talked about Jeremy Doku. We've talked about Eberechi Eze. We've talked about Spence. We've talked about Sanchez. We've talked about a lot there. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about everything we've talked about. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. The road to 1200 is very much on and alive. And hit the bell notification for more. I may release one more today. I don't know. We'll see. But guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, lads.